Hey guys, it's Camille from Chicken Scratch and Sniff. Today I'm hopping on to tell you more about the latest thing, Walk the Land of the Nephites. It's a super fun activity that you can use as a family or as like a primary group or a Sunday school class over the summer to get your family, your class, to understand the locations of the Book of Mormon a little bit better. Now obviously I don't actually know what the land of the Nephites looks like, but I poured over lots of things, lots of scriptures, lots of articles, and tried to kind of just lay it out the best way possible to give you kind of a distance between the different cities so then you can track your journeys between them. So this is how it works, okay? You can either print out this passport book where it has the different cities in it, or you can print out these bigger sheets here that have the cities on them, okay? So you can color these and they have a little bit about them on the bottom so you can kind of learn more about what happens in each of these cities. So the goal is you come across them in the Book of Mormon as you're reading your Come Follow Me lessons, you can understand the relationship of these cities better, because sometimes when we just say these cities, they're just words and we don't understand them. But as you kind of walk between these different cities and do the activities, you start putting pieces together and understanding a little bit more of what makes these cities important and what their relationships are to other places and why that's significant. Okay, so here's a couple ways that you could do it. So in a few weeks, we're going to talk about Ammonihah. Alma goes on a mission there, and he gets kicked out, and then he goes back with Amulek, right? So here's Ammonihah here. So you can pick this. And he left from Zarahemla. Sorry, these are my rough drafts here, so there might be some writing on them. So he leaves from Zarahemla. So you would put this up, and then you would put like a tracker sheet in between these two cities. Does that make sense? So Zarahemla to Ammonihah. And then you look at my distance chart, okay? Now obviously these are guesses, and some of them I just had to put numbers to them, okay? Just to make it work, because I don't actually know all of this stuff. But for this sake of our activity, from Ammonihah to Zarahemla is about 100 miles, or you can do it 7 days. And I also have kilometers on here, don't worry. So you can track it by days, you can track it by distance, whatever is best for your group, because I know, like a 3-year-old's not going to walk 100 miles, right? Most likely. So you can do it either way, whatever works best for your family. Like if you don't want to track the distance, track the days. And then you walk every day and you cross it off on your progress chart here to get there, okay? And then once you get there, there's a fun activity that you can do. So for example, once you get to Ammonihah, because Alma and Amulek were imprisoned there, and then one of the things that we study about at the end is how the prison crumbles down. So you could do an escape room as a family, whether that's buying a board game escape room, going to an escape room, or doing one of the online ones. I know our library has free online ones that you could do. You could do one of those things. Or there's those free printables. There's a great Latter-day Saint escape rooms that you can put together. We did one as a young women's group, and it was lots of fun. So there's lots of different ones that you could do, and then you can do that with your family. Or there's smaller activities too, so don't worry. And then, so here's the other thing, is you can also do fun activities on the way. So there's several different mapping charts that you can do. There's some with just squares if you just want to track the miles and days. There's some that don't have squares, so you can draw in your own, figure out how long you want to do it. But this one has like these special squares here, so you could just use them to skip over, or they can mark other fun things that you do on the way. Like you can make personal little extra incentives on the way. So for example, on this day, we're going to walk to the ice cream store instead of just around on the trails in our neighborhood. Or we're going to do a water balloon fight after this one because it marks a fun little last milestone. Just whatever you wanted to do. Or, for example, if you wanted to do Bountiful to the land of Nephi, that's a super long distance, you can go along and chart the other cities that you kind of want to visit in between, and then every time you get to one of those cities you get to do one of the fun activities. So I have lots of activity ideas for each city that ties back into what makes that city important, and then so you could choose from theirs or think of your own. Excuse me. So for example, for Ammonihah to Zarahemla, or Zarahemla to Ammonihah, you could go to Melek in between, whatever you want to say. And that's, Alma baptized a lot of people there. So then if you stopped at that one in between, then you could do another fun activity based on some of my ideas. Like you can do the mini golfing activity. It talks a lot about baptism and the covenants that we make there, but then it has a fun twist of making you golf in these crazy silly ways or score differently, which makes it a lot of fun. And you could do that with a homemade golf course, so you can go to a mini golf course and do that there too. So the idea is to have lots of fun while you're learning about these cities and going out and moving about. So you walk, skateboard, run, whatever to get the miles in between each city. And then you hang these cities up so that you can remember them and what your goals are, and you can read about them multiple times. Now, if you don't want to walk, if you want to try some other kind of activity, you could do it with reading instead. Like you can say, read your scriptures 15 minutes for 10 days to get from this city to that city instead. And you can easily do that with these passport books and stuff too. And if you do it like as a group, you can tally up everybody's efforts together. And so it's really easy to go from Hill Cumorah all the way down to the land of the Nephites, Nephi-Lehi. So here, there's also one of these maps here to kind of give you an overall view of some of them. Obviously, there's more cities than this, but I had to pick ones that we could easily figure out distances, and they were significant enough to talk about and have activities about, okay? So you'll find one of these maps in theirs too, plus more ways to make this work for you guys. I hope you have fun with this. It's totally free. I totally encourage you to do it. It's a great summer activity that just gets you outside with a purpose and to have some fun along the way. Let me know how you guys are using it and have fun. I will share the link here for you guys. Have a great day. Bye.